Hello everybody, this is Toysareruss, and for this third-party figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is number 13C, Lucifer, which is a third-party company's take on a Generation 1 cartoon accurate colours Starscream figure. So what we're going to do with the video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. I'm going to show you the abundance of accessories that comes with this particular figure. Because he's based on the cartoon appearance, I'm going to then bring in the Takara, I suppose, mainline version just for a bit of comparisons, and also to bring in other New Age figures to give you an idea of how he scales with them. So before we get started, let's remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if they'd hit that subscribe button for me now please, and also to thank Show Z, because that's where this came from and they got it to me quickly and safely. So this is quite an old figure now, and the reason why you can tell is it's up to 13C, but they've just reissued this, so they've started making them again. So what I meant by that is this was number 13, and one of the last figures that I did from New Age reviewed the other day is number 60, so that gives you an idea, I suppose, of how long ago they first made or used this mold. Now, as I say, they have used this before. They have got a standard Starscream. I think I've actually reviewed a battle damage Starscream on here, and of course the same as every other company, once you get one Seeker Jet you tend to get all the others. So there's loads of 13 and different names and initials afterwards, so you've probably seen the Acid Storm one on this channel as well. The jet itself, it's really good, let's be honest. The translucent plastic in the cockpit I actually really like, and he comes packaged like this. He comes in his jet form like so, inside one of these bubbles, with his null rays and with his blasters, which I've got here, and I'm going to show you very quickly that you can attach these. Unlike the mainline, like the Takara ones, obviously, as you can see, the fists aren't as visible, but you can also as well, if you wanted to, because you've got these little bits on the side of the shoulders, you can take the guns or the rockets as well. And if you wanted to, most people don't, and let's be honest, because it doesn't look too good. It depends on which figure it is. You just don't expect to see that with Starscream, whereas with some of the other Seekers like Hotlink, etc., I've done a Hotlink review on here, you know, you can make them look really, really good by just attaching all these little bits to it. In fact, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to keep that null ray on it just for a second, because what you've got here is these little blast effects. Oh, not with that one, it's these ones. Always get these mixed up. They just come with so many different things, and you can pop these on there, and they also yeah, I mean, obviously blast effects are huge at the moment with Hasbro and Takara figures, and everybody is of course doing exactly the same thing. So there you go. Very quickly I want to show you some other things. I'll show you the packaging. Again, you can tell that it's based on Starscream. So basically the reason, because this is made by New Age and the figure transforms, it's not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, so they can't call him Starscream. There is their New Age Megatron on the back as well. Now, as you can see, there's loads of things here because the amount of stuff that it comes with is crazy. So there's two sets of hands there as well. We'll have a look at that later on. There's also a separate head as well, which you can just pop on and off. You'll see that more in robot mode. And I'm just going to very quickly gloss over this because, again, I've done it in all of the other reviews. This is brilliant because it's multifunctional. So for those of you who could perhaps tell or guess, or who knows, this makes up part of the space bridge. And as I mentioned that there is so many different Seekers, I think you need 10 of these. They all fit together and it makes a perfect circle, and it actually gives you a space bridge. Now what it also does as well, you can see all these attachments here. You can take this off. I'm just going to show you this bit really quickly. You can attach this into any of them. This is your arm, and then of course what you can do via that hole right there, you can then display him mid-flight however you wanted to, etc. You can't even see that, but you get the gist. You can display him mid-flight however you want. This is a fully posable functional arm, or you can also use the clamp there for when he's in robot mode and clamp it around his waist. So it's a bit like, is it Richard Hammond, Dr. Hammond in, you know, Jurassic Park, like no expense spared. They really have thought of everything to do with what you can do with these figures, and it really is quite interesting and quite refreshing as well, the fact that there is so many things. There's also more blast effects in there, but that's all I think there is to show you with regards to the accessories, and indeed for the alternate mode, because the alternate mode, it's just a Seeker, and as bad as this sounds, once you've seen one Seeker you've seen them all, and especially when this has got to be at least the 6th or 7th from New Age that I've reviewed. So that's all there is to say about this mode. Let's come back, have a look at him in his robot mode, and do some more comparisons. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, he's in his robot mode. Apologies for no transformation process on this video. That is because there is already a separate tutorial for Lucifer, which of course is his name according to Newage, already on the channel. So to keep the main length of the video down, I haven't put it in, so therefore you can watch it if you want to, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. Now this is where these figures, I suppose, come into their own and where they get their little moniker. They're dubbed as mini masterpiece figures, and you'll see exactly why. And because, although you probably can't tell just yet because I've just got him on screen, he is really small compared to sort of mainline figures. There is the Generation 1 Starscream, and then to be honest, if I just grab, in fact, I'll just very quickly bring a Generation 1 Prime in, just because he's there. But then again, to give you an idea, I suppose, compared to you know, some sort of today's figures, there's a deluxe figure, and Hound isn't the biggest deluxe figure at all, which you can tell he's actually quite small. And I've got a Voyager class Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie, who you can see is just completely towering over them. So this again, mini legend scale, but the reason why they're dubbed as masterpiece is you're going to see right now, and that is down to the articulation on them. You can probably tell just by looking at them. There's loads of panels, loads of things that you can move, etc. But if we just start with the head, you can spin it all the way around, you can make it look up and down, because it does come on a ball and socket, which very simply there you can pop off. And as I said, if you wanted to, you could just attach the other head as well. Now you can even move these wings up and down as well if you wanted to, so you don't have to have them straight right there. You can move these. The shoulders are on ball and sockets, they will go all the way around. You'll of course get a full T. There's a swivel at the top, there's a swivel at the bicep, there's a bicep flexion, and there's a full wrist swivel as well. In fact, what you can do, of course, is you can take off any of these hands, and then these will just fit inside there. I'm not going to in this video. I have done it in the other videos regarding these particular molds. The reason why I'm not going to do in this is because everything I want to show you, he needs the fists where he's grabbing things. So you can of course put the Megatron gun into the hand. It will fit in there like so, and of course we want his null rays on the side. I believe he's the only one who can call them null rays. We can attach them, and then you can, even if you wanted to, you know, you can put the guns, or you can put any of the other New Age sort of figures, weapons inside the hands, because they're all about the same particular size. I'm just saying this, and typically it's not going to fit in. I don't think it might do. I've never really had a go at this, I don't think. Let's have a go, and it must do. Maybe it doesn't, but what you can do, again, just to store some of the things, you can attach these to the back if you wanted to. And of course, once again, if you really wanted to, with the null rays, you can attach the blast effects like so. Now the other effect, I've just remembered what it was, and I'll show you right now, because it's something that I do need to make you aware of before we continue with the rest of the articulation. In fact, let me just show you that. The others were the blast effects for the thrusters when he was in the other modes. You can of course have them as he's blasting away. You can probably tell with the light that these are actually die cast feet. That is something to be aware of, and another little bonus which I think is great. So we're down to the shoulders and the arms. There is a genuine ab crunch. That is nothing to do with transformation process. That is a genuine ab crunch. There is a waist swivel as well. You can see the legs are on ball and sockets, and the hip skirts will allow you to do the full splits that way, and indeed the full splits the other way if you wanted to. There's a swivel below the hip, there's a knee bend, there's an ankle tilt, rock, etc. Again, as articulate as you need. You don't, I can't think of any other joints apart from maybe the fingers, but they've even got their own answer for that, because there's the open hand and there's your pointy fingers. So, you know, apart from being actually able to physically move them, they've covered every single base with this, and again, it looks really good. Again, you could also pop him on the stand, have him flying up in robot mode if you wanted to. There's a lot of playability, a lot of fun factor, and a lot of, I suppose, durability as well, because the amount of things that he comes with, there's loads of things and loads of ideas and ways of displaying him that you can do. Just to let you guys know who don't collect New Age, he is roughly in between a core and indeed a deluxe class size figures. Right, very quickly, let's just bring in New Age Prime. You can see how he scales with him. but he's of course called David. And to be honest, there's not really much more to say about this figure. I've had the look to review at least, I think, 5 or 6 of these particular types of molds now. So again, please do check out the New Age playlist on here if you want to see. There's Acid Storm, there's Hot Link, there's Battle Damage, Starscream. So again, you can get to see slightly different things. I try to keep every video as different as possible, especially if they're the same molds. But there you go, not much more to say about him. He does exactly what he says on the tin. He looks like Starscream did in the cartoon, and he's got loads of things you can do because of the abundance of accessories. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed looking at him. Take care.